Hey everybody, welcome to another the Bizarre and the Unknown show, episode 28, the Malta Giants. Hey Kevin, um, I have started some new things out. I want y'all to welcome Roxanne, my new mod. William Nighthawk and Roxanne are my mods to kind of help me out. And this new program I've been working on the last couple of days, trying a few things out. So I want to try one real quick to see if I can get it to work because I'm trying to get this set up where it makes things. It's not doing it. Interesting. Um, yeah, it's not doing it. So I got to work on it some more. I'm trying to set some things up to make things easier. I want to do a test on a poll too, real quick, to see if that worked. Oh, there it is. It's popping up. Okay. So yeah, they're working. Awesome. Awesome. So, yep. Great. Yeah, that part's working. How's that polling working out? I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Um, yours is not? Okay, I'll work on it some more. Um, I'll just have to do it for now until I can get it figured out. You're supposed to be able to do it, Roxanne, so I don't know what's going on with that. Um, I'm still working on the polling as well to see how it's doing. Um, let me hit this other poll up. This one's a little bit longer. And huh. Let me get back. There we go. Let me try this one here. Let's see. Did that pop up? I want to see how this is work. I'm trying to get some more stuff available to everybody. Hey, Miss Moon. Yeah, baby steps, Kevin. Absolutely. I'm trying to learn how to do a lot of stuff to provide some more stuff for you guys while I'm on my lives. I've changed my background up. I'm working on a lot of that stuff too. It's a learning process that I'm learning on my own. So it's basically trial and errors till I get her figured out. So today's subject's going to be I wonder why yours ain't working. Yours is supposed to be able to work. I don't know why it's not. I'm going to have to play with that later. Oh, there it is. It pops it up under my name. So it is working. Cool. Um, so, Miss Roxanne is the one that suggested the Malta Giants, which I forgot about. Oh, I forgot to turn that on vibrate. I apologize. And I hadn't thought about it before because I was kind of curious about it. So that didn't work either. So I'll have to play with the polls some more because that ain't working as well. So this Maltese giant is kind of interesting. I was doing some more research on it. It pops it when you do it. It pops it up under my name, Roxanne. So you're actually doing it, but it pops up as Ed Testerman. You can see right here where it popped it up. Ed Testerman, my Patreon. So that part is working and just comes up under my name when you do it, or at least I'm seeing it on my screen. It's popped up. Eric Ed Testerman at 6:04 p.m. My Patreon at patreon.com/the bizarre and the unknown. So that might be what it's doing. This is still a real new process for me. Okay, good. That's perfect. So this Malta Giants. This is actually a very interesting subject. Me personally, my opinion, I don't classify these as Nephilim. For those of you guys who watch my show, I'm a believer in there's different types of giants, and Nephilim was just one type. I know everybody classifies every single one of them as Nephilim, But if you study ancient history and ancient culture, they're all known by different names and they're not described the same. And that's why I'm kind of at the moment where I lean into there's different types. Now, if something happens, comes along, and my research proves differently, then I'll be the first to admit, hey, I was wrong. This is actually what they are. But for my research now, there's different types of giants, and Nephilim is just one of those types. So I got I got a couple pages of notes here that I was taking down. So this first one here is once upon a time, Sansuna, a giantess on the island of Gozo, went to the town of Tasink, placed huge stones upon one of her shoulders, and carried them 4 kilometers to their current resting place at Gangita, the place of giants, Gigantia, blah, 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 Gigantia. Um, a multitasker, she did this while holding her half giant, half human baby over her shoulder, taking these very heavy stones. She then built the temple complex of Gigantia. It's Gantija. And afterwards allowed the local people to worship within. Usually, and perhaps irrelevant to the story, she lived exclusively on broad beans and honey. As the old legends go, it is an entertaining one. But this is not the only explanation of the giant megaliths over there. Prehistoric temple complex. There's been several different kinds of megaliths out there that is reported being built by giants. And this is one of them, which predates a lot of stuff that we know of. There's an enormous wall of gray interlocking monoliths, some weighing at least 20 tons. Its lower course was formed of imposing vertical standing stones, while above its upper levels are laid out horizontally. Taken together, it looked like an ancient game of Jenga, 6 meters tall. Many of the monoliths are molted by weathering, molted by weathering as if they had been briefly dipped in sulfuric acid. Scholars, discounting the possibility of a giant enhanced workforce, have estimated that 50 men were needed to erect a single one of these exterior megaliths, and that the entire temple took around 30,372 days to construct. Hypergeum, yep. So this is where I have issues with this historians. We have done proven several times, even with modern equipment, that we cannot even come close to making structures like they did in the old days. Hey, David, how's it going? Make sure I didn't miss nobody. Okay, good. So, I mean, and I've showed pictures before on my shows of giants that were building like the Great Pyramid of Giza, and all this other stuff. So the fact that the legend says that the giants build it, I kind of believe in that is a very good possibility, because this is not the only place in. Yeah, it is. That's why I'm wearing my kilt today. It is very hot out. Very hot today. But there's, throughout history and other civilizations, giants were building these giant structures. So these are areas that they didn't know each other existed. So if they got the same story, then it's kind of hard to dispute this story. It's most of your ancient civilizations talk about how giants built these structures. We see evidence every single day of stuff that's not made. Not made for man. Steps that a man can't even reach the top of, doorways that is humongous. All this stuff shows that these were made by giants for giants, and it's just like everything else in history. The next civilization is built on the dust and bones of the previous civilization. So I think that's where we're coming through on a lot of this stuff here. So even though your archaeologists will tell you that it took 50 men, to lift one single stone, it took 30,372 years to construct. Either A, they don't know what they're talking about, or B, they're trying to hide something. There's just too much evidence out there to support the claims of these stories from our ancestors. Did see the one at Sedona. I think it's the name Sansuna. Yeah, it's Sansuna. Is how you actually say that. It's Sansuna. I'll type that down here for everybody in case you want to look it up sometime. And that was the giantess's name who was credited with building the temples over there in Malta. The story says that essentially there was a giantess who had two children. One was a girl and one was a boy. One day, the children were kidnapped and taken to an island by boat. The island, of course, was Malta. They eventually grew up, and the daughter married a man from Gozo, whilst the son married a woman from Mosta. The story has many variations. The recurring themes, however, are those of a giantess, her children, and the islands of Malta. Statues depicting the female giants and their ties to fertility hold much importance in the Maltese mythology, and their mystery stems from the fact that most supposed proof of their existence is prehistoric. Um, that's not a bad idea, David, but I'll admit I'm a weenie and I like my cool air. I spent enough time in the sandbox overseas, the big old kitty litter box. I like my AC, but I work out in it 10 hours a day too. So I'm kind of with both, but even I'll admit it gets hot, and I've got certain techniques that I use. Come here, you're being a pain in the butt. Come here, you know how to do it. Come on. Um, so I got AC in my truck. I mean, Monday I got a little hot. I was installing in a new subdivision, and it was 103 degrees outside, not counting fresh asphalt. I got a little baconized on Monday. One story, she came from the sky and had to prove she was there to help them. Yeah, that is one story. I didn't add that one because it seems like most of them is what I put down in my notes. But there is a story where she came from the sky. Yes, I've seen that like once or twice. Most of them come up with what I had here, and that's why I put that in here. But you're not wrong. Hey Ida, how's it going? The giantess supposedly showed her kindness to the people of the island and brought over giant rocks. These rocks are known as the I'm going to butcher that name, Gigantia Temple. Let me put that in the comments so you guys can understand what I'm writing or trying to speak here. Come on, you stupid thing. This is, how me and my dyslexia is. It's hard to pronounce some of these words sometimes. Why does it keep doing that? There we go. That is what they're calling Gigantia temples. The temples date back to around 3600 BC and around a millennium before the pyramids and Stonehenge. This means that what we think we know about them can unfortunately never be confirmed. In fact, even the idea of it being a set of temples is based on a series of assumptions. Throughout the ages, people have formed their opinions and beliefs on what these similar prehistoric buildings across the islands were used for, and researchers and archaeologists have come to some agreement that Gigantia was probably the location for a temple dedicated to the goddess of fertility. In fact, Malta has so many such instances that it is sometimes called the Island of Giants or the Place of Giants. This particular cluster, for example, is supposedly depicted to dedicated to Sansuna. Gigantihu. Yeah. I'll try to get her right, buddy. You know me, I am with that. So I mean, this is what your mainstream people are trying to tell you, and that's why I think it's important to put this out there, because I don't want to just put what I think out there. I want to kind of show you what the word is on the street. Gigantihu. Sorry, couldn't resist on that one. But so I don't know. I mean, with them, there is too much evidence to suggest the other way, man. There really is. I'm one of the subscribers that it was the giant. Hey, Woo. Oh, very sad I am. Mom sprung a hey, can I take your son to your sister for 4 days to spend time with his cousin? Always put me in a pickle. Oh man, yeah, I get that. Um, Let me get back up here. We'll be able to show the huge stones that were. I didn't, because I'm still trying to figure out the picture thing. I'm having a lot of trouble. I'm still figuring this new platform out, so I didn't gather up pictures on this one here, just because it's being such a pain in the butt to show. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm just not good with foreign language. I'll admit. Yeah, we've been having a lot of that too. We haven't had the storms yet here, but it keeps bouncing back to forth between clear or not. That's what I was trying to remember, Kevin, because on some languages that stuff is silent, on some are not, and I'm not familiar with that kind of language to have a good guess at it. I'd have to spend about 4 or 5 days practicing how to say it to get it right. Yeah, they were huge, and put together like exactly like Legos. Did y'all if y'all study history, you'll remember the story where Odin and the gods commissioned a stonemason to create a wall for him. And the stonemason said that he can put a wall together so tight that not even an ant can crawl through it. Um, well, these stone structures in Malta, thanks, Roxanne, uh, they're kind of very similar. And we noticed that there are a lot of ancient structures that they're put together the very same way. And what's cool about it is they have surpassed anything that we could build now. We're supposedly got this great new technology, and we build better things than our ancestors can. Well, why can't our lodgings or our buildings or our stuff last near as long as theirs? Theirs has been up for thousands upon thousands of years, and ours can't even last 100. It seems like. Um, yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah, Roxanne, they do. Yeah, that's one thing. It's always been hard for me to learn a foreign language. I have to really practice at it a lot, and if I don't use it for a while, then I forget it, and then all of a sudden I forget how to pronunciate it. You know, some of the words I remember, some of the words I don't. In Iraq, I used the words Indar, Kalash, Shakrin, stuff like that. So Yeah. You got to do the deal above that one, um, Roxanne. I'll do it real quick to kind of show you. Yeah, you can't use the letters, the thing above it. Ooh, that one didn't work. Interesting. But so yeah, I mean this is all interesting stuff, and so it's not Bode, it's Bod. Oh, could be Bodie. So yeah, no, it's Bode. Okay, I just got thinking about that. Yeah, I mean a lot of stuff that is, and a lot of languages it's that way. Um, I just don't. I just don't have the capacity to pick it up as quick as most people do. I really don't. You know, like my Japanese, I remember very little of it, and it goes along the lines like Ohio, good morning, arigato, thank you, domo arigato, thank you very much, hi, which means yes. Yeah, I'll play with that one. I may have written that down wrong. I could have swore it was like that, but I'll have to look at it, and I'm afraid to look at it while I'm live because I mean I guess I can try to pop up that screen real quick to take a look at it. Let's see if I may have typed that in wrong or something. Come on, baby, work for me. There, all right, 9. Not you. You're good, Snow. Yeah, I hope it don't. I hope it don't. Um, chat box. That's not it. That's alerts. That's not it. Okay. Commands. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm looking something up. Well, it's saying it's already made, but I'm not seeing it on my deal. So I'll have to look into that later, Roxanne. We'll get her figured out. No, you're not. Um, yeah, according to this one here, Kevin, how I typed it in earlier is how they have it in the history books, or in the research stuff as Gantija. So I'll play with that merch one, try to figure out where it's at, why it's not popping up. It should do it, and it's not. I don't know what is going on with that unless I typed in wrong. And it's actually that. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'll play with it. For now, I could put that banner up for that. Let me go to it. Right there. There you go. That's the one we're trying to get up for that one. I didn't want to delete my banners until I knew for sure that this stuff was working right, and then I can go through and delete all of them, which is good because it wasn't popping up. So if you guys are interested in my merchandise, if you go to the bizarre and the unknown creator /spring.com, I just dropped 2 new lines in there. Yeah, Temple Malta. Yeah. By Ginger Giant lines that William Nighthawk and I was working on. There's 2 new designs up on there now for that. So it's up and going and ready to rock and roll. I just was able finally to get back on there a little bit ago, so I was kind of creating that stuff and getting it put out before the show started. Do you know a good natural antibiotic for infected tooth? Just curious if you know of any other remedy different than what I know. I mean, what I've always done, Woo, was I would take and soak some tobacco in whiskey, and I'd put it in that affected area, and it'll pull the infection out. That's what I've always done. I don't recommend get started on tobacco, but that's one I've done. Let's see here. I don't know if it'll be in this one here or not. This is one of the books that I like. This is that one that Carrie Pocketdock Davis recommended by Sam Kaufman, founder of the Herbal Medics Academy. Hey, Brother William. I've been trying to get YouTube working. Antibiotic theme, oregano. There you go. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, I mean, I've always done what I've done for years. That was tobacco soaked in whiskey, and it pulls the infection out. Same with bee stings. Bee stings, you get tobacco wet, you put it on there and wrap it up, and it'll pull that stinger out and take the infection away. But oregano, there you go. I mean, I don't recommend anybody starting tobacco up. I've been dipping since I was 3 years old, and I'm 45. If that tells you anything. So it's a little hard to quit once you start. What is interesting about Gigantia is that the name suggests one of the constructions to the previous recounted tale. First of all, the name itself means giantess. Second of all, many locals believe that the giantess who only ate fava beans and honey had a child from a local man and built the temples by herself with the child hanging on her shoulder. These ancient remains and the way that they are constructed are, to this day, a mystery to many scholars, and so by nature, it triggers the imagination to come up with a kind of explanation. Antibiotic, yes. Anti means to kill, to destroy. A lot of people don't realize that's what anti means. Anti means to kill or destroy. So that's where you got to be careful on some of that stuff. I used to dip Copenhagen for 5 years and Skull. Yep. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. No worries, William. You're all good, brother. You're all good. Um, so I mean, you see, there's different. There's all different tellings to how this, and it's all basically the same. Besides the one where she flew over from the sky and crashed. I mean, that is in there too, but most of them is like I read here. I mean, you can see it in a couple different instances. And there's been, I do too. I do too, Kevin. But problem is, I can't afford it, so I went to Stoker's. I can't afford Copenhagen. Back when I dipped it, it was like $25 for an actual log, which back then a log was 10 cans, and it was $25 for that. When it got to damn near $6 a can, I went to Stoker's, and that's what I dip now. But I still love Copenhagen. I've always been a Copenhagen snuff guy. I dip fine cut now because Stoker's doesn't make snuff. But that was what I've done for years and years. But now, it's $21 for a tub, and I get 10 cans worth of tobacco. I'm a penny pincher, man. So the funny thing is, too, on a lot of this is people don't realize there's still reports to this day of giants in Malta. I mean, to this day, yes, they dug up grave sites and found bodies that were 10 plus feet tall or 7 plus feet tall. I mean, they were ranging from 7 to 14, and I think even more than that, if I remember correctly, which is believed to be the offspring of Sansuna. I can't dispute that. I mean, you listen to the stories of the fact that she had babies with humans, and her children had married humans and had babies too. You can see where a lot of this plays in, and the fact that they've been here on this island for thousands and thousands of years. When they're finding multiple graves of skeletons this size, plays to the credit of the story, of the legend. So, I mean, I can actually see that myself as being true. So, I mean, I really can't. Like, here's one instance here. Lois had been on a tour with her coworkers. When they reached the end of the tour in the burial chamber, looking around, Lois noticed that there was a narrow passage that appeared to lead into a cave. Feeling adventurous, she begged the tour guide to let them have a look. The man eventually allowed that. You're on your own, but you won't get far, he said. Three of her friends decided to go with her. While two stayed with the guide, Lois led the group as they squeezed through the passageway, and she emerged onto a narrow ledge on the edge of a vast underground cavern. Across the cavern, shapes moved in the darkness. She could barely make them out, but she saw towering figures covered in dingy white fur striding along a distant cliff. She froze, blocking the path onto the ledge. The person behind her asked her what the holdup was, and the distant hairy giants turned towards her. They began raising their arms in her direction, and the wind began to gust in the cavern, blowing out her candle. Lois clung to the wall in the near dark and felt something wet and slimy pass by her. She pushed her way back into the passage to the burial chamber and forced her friends to go with her. After hearing that the school children had gone missing in the area, Lois tried to revisit the site but found it blocked off, and the new tour guide had no recollection. Recollection of the one that had let her in just a mere weeks ago. So this seems to be a common story. When something bad happens, all of a sudden they're like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about. This guy never existed, or this never happened." I mean, you're finding this, during this time frame as well, and it's it's that old adage, we don't want you knowing about it, so we're just going to cover it up and deny anything that happened. At the same time, could that tour guide been one that was working with the Giants, leading these people in there to them? It's hard to say. If I remember right, one of the speculations on it was that they were leading people in there to be fed upon by the Giants, and that's where a lot of these remains were. Yeah, and she never went back to Malta ever again. Yes, you're right. Yep. You're absolutely right, Roxanne. She didn't. After that, after the kids came up, after the school kids came up missing during that same tour, and that tour guide had mysteriously disappeared, and nobody knew anything about it. The new one said, "Man, I've been taking tours here for generations, and or not generations, for years. I've never heard of this guy that you're talking about." Okay, that tells me one or two things: either A, he's covering something up, or B, the guy that took him on that tour wasn't a real tour guide and he was leading them somewhere to be fed upon. Either one of those possibilities is a good possibility. It's hard to say, man. I mean, we know these governments hide stuff like this and do this type of stuff. We also know there's people that behind the scenes and ain't very nice that lead people to their deaths just so they can I don't be praised by these supernatural beings, as they like to put it. Me personally, my beliefs, most of your giants are not supernatural, but the Nephilim are. Nephilim are definitely supernatural. But at the same time, I mean, you got cloud eaters, giants that were miles tall. They very well could be supernatural. So, I mean, I can't dispute the fact that giants are supernatural. I'm just kind of on the fence on it. Yes. Thank you. I forgot about that. Yes, Roxanne, you're right. They say the mothers could hear the children crying from the cave, but they never were found. Police said that there was never a report of children going there or missing at all. Yeah, I forgot about that, which is kind of where I'm coming from on the cover-up side of it. That seems to be the typical MO for them for covering stuff up. Is I don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong type deal. Why is my stuff all out of whack? There we go. So, I mean, it's one of those things, man. One of my polls was going to be, do you believe that the Malta Giants are still around? So, being I'm having issues with getting this poll up, I pose that question to you guys. Do you think they're still around? Do you believe there's still giants under Malta, which is talked about to this day? To this day, they still hear stories from underground of noises from things. I'm curious on what you guys think. And I've got to get these polls figured out and how they work so I'm going to have to watch videos on it so I can make that easier for everybody. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in they are too. I really am. I believe the one fake the tour guide may have led people to their deaths. Yeah. The lady in the cave saw figures waving arms for her to come closer to them. Yeah. In some parts of the story, I never found it in an actual written out document. The written out document was the part I read. But if you listen to some of the videos, it talks about she was able to feel wind come up from there, and that she was seeing figures that were 40 feet plus tall. When I actually looked up the report from her journals, came directly from her words, it didn't have that part in there. So I can't definitively say that's what she saw. I mean, that's why I didn't put that in there, because I pulled out her words from her journal deal, and that's how she wrote in there. Let me see if I can pull that up again, because that last part was from her. So I'll read her account again. This is directly from her. I just put her name in there to kind of make sense, if you know what I'm talking about. Lois had been on a touristy guide, feeling adventurous, began to look around. You're on your own, which is, man, I'm like you. I believe he was working for him for whatever reason. Across the cavern, shapes moved in, and in the darkness, she could barely make them out. but she saw towering figures covered in dingy white fur striding along a distant cliff. She froze, blocking the path onto the ledge. The person behind her asked what the holdup was, and the distant hairy giants turned towards her. They began to raise their arms in her direction, and the wind began to gust in the cavern, blowing out her candle. So, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Now, the videos will tell you they kind of say differently. There's like, yeah, when it breathed, when the one massive one breathed, it was like wind and it blew out her candle. But in her journals, this is what it actually said was this here. So that's why I put that in there. I was like I'd rather, instead of listen to a content creator say what he wants about what actually happened, coming from the horse's mouth is a little bit better in my opinion. But that's what she said that happened. So, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yes, Roxanne. She asked, "Is there anywhere giants are hairy? That they say giants are hairy?" There's many descriptions of giants. That's why I've always said I'm the type of person to believe there's many different types of giants, not just the Nephilim. Nephilim were a type, because if you listen to the description of giants, there's several different kinds, many different kinds. So that is definitely a possibility. Like I could pull. Let me pull some stuff up here. Um, I'll try the images again for you and kind of show you the structures. And I'll pull up if I still got it on my deal. It's not on my external hard drive. Then I can finagle it like I've done before to make it work. And I'll pull up these three images of Malta. Okay, give me. And that's the thing. In several of the folklore when it comes to these Malta giants, it talks about them being half human and half giant. It's not just talk about Sunsuna. Sunsuna seems to be the purebred, where the others are the half breeds. So I mean, Lord knows what they look like. I mean, some of them are, some of them ain't. William, like this one here. Well, it was working earlier. Now it's not working. Did I accidentally do something wrong? Take a look and see if I'd done something wrong. Oh, there it is. It popped up. Yes, and that's I've said that before. Um, Not only am I in the belief that the reason why us and Bigfoot can breed is because genetically we're very similar. Otherwise, we would not be able to breathe. Um, I also believe that Bigfoot is a type of giant. Not in the sense that we think of giants. It's just they're a type. I mean, they're 7 to 14 foot tall. They're definitely huge. I always said I'm part of the theory of we all evolved. Both of us evolved from Homo erectus. It's just that Tonka went one way and we went another. they remain kind of similar to what they were when we were Homo erectus, where we became what we are. I could be wrong. It's just a theory that I have. I wonder if this is working now that I got that to go back to doing that. We'll give it a shot and see. Yeah, that one still ain't. Hey, you're 5 foot. You're 5 foot giant. You're a 5 foot redhead of trouble. Is what you are. Let me get in here real quick. I want to try and get these pictures to work. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I got to do it that way. I forgot. Let me go in this, and don't forget that. Heck no, I won't forget it. Heck no. Let me pop this up here and switch these to PNG. Oops, too far. Okay. Because it's not loading up for JPG. So let me switch these over. It'll take me a few minutes to get these switched over for you. I got to figure out this picture thing, man. It's aggravating as all get out. Okay. Now I've got to upload them here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Let's build this amazing universe and learn stuff together. So here is one. This is one of the structures that was built by the Giants in Malta. Um, let me get the other one pulled up here. You can see how they're kind of stacked together. There's no border or nothing like that. They're just stacked together, and these are huge rocks, huge heavy rocks. Here you can see here they're kind of fit together like Jenga or even Legos, and they're still standing to this day. So it's really impressive how they were built, and the fact that we have all this, like I said earlier, we have all this modern technology, and we still can't have things that last as long as this here. So I mean, that's an impressive feat, all in itself, right there. Come on, baby, load up. Why are you not loading up? Try it again. I could have swore that I had that. It is. It's PNG. So why is it not loading up? All right. I can't get the other one to load up, so we're not going to worry about it. But I mean, from what you can see on there, um, it's a pretty impressive. Ooh, 75, 76 chats. I am way behind here. Um, no, never mind. Okay. Wonder why it told me 75. I've got I've got a giant headache, if that counts. Heck yeah, man. I got a giant belly. But I mean, when you're, I mean, even Stonehenge, both in England, Ireland, Scotland, even the United States, which the one in the United States was destroyed a long time ago. Even those fitted is built very similar to what these structures were. Yeah, baby kitty does that too. That's why I posted that picture on my YouTube the other day. He's like, yeah, look what I deal with. I'm trying to work here, and for a little bit, I had to hold her. She wanted to hold hands, so I had to hold her paw. And then in other instances, she had to have her arms wrapped around me. So yeah, these. I mean, we're seeing this stuff all around the world, and these things are built the exact same way. So the credibility, and if you listen to the accounts from all across history, they tell you all the time that Giants built these. Giants built these. Now, and like I said before, mainstream media will tell you something completely different. But as we've learned, or not mainstream media, sorry, mainstream science and historians will tell you all the time, that it was just a blah 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 blah. It's the same story over and over and over, and it's always them trying to hide stuff. Every single day, we're learning more and more stuff. Every single day we are, and I believe that, look how many times on my shows that I've proven that these guys were uh, um, had built stuff, and we came in and built something on top of. I mean, look at your castles. Is it not working again? What is going on with this stupid thing? I've got to figure this thing out. I don't know what's going on with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Yeah, I can just put it down here on the bottom for banner for now. If you guys are interested in my book, or if you guys are interested, I do have an author's Facebook page. It's down here at the bottom. Currently, I do have a new vote up on the Ginger Lives Matter line, and it's the reptilian style ones. William, I don't know if you caught it or not. I do have the Ginger Giant, two designs for the Ginger Giant lines up on there. Um, yeah, I will, Roxanne. Um, so I do have that up now, William, on the two designs that you picked out on the Ginger Giant ones. They are available on that now. Yeah, no, it's me. I'm trying to figure this program. I need to get with Noah and DA, and because they're more familiar with how to do this than I am. And there's something probably very simple I'm doing wrong. I looked in there. The commands are all correct. They're all working. So I don't know why it is not. It is very intriguing on why it is not. I, I have no idea, because sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Slogan gingers are great. I could put that on. I could put that on the reptilian one that's up for vote right now on my author's Facebook page. But I put stuff up for vote for like the merchandise line. I put stuff on vote when it comes to my book covers and book ideas. Also, anytime I have a new release on stuff, it's out as well. I'll make a commercial sometime this week on the new Ginger Giant lines that I just put out. I just didn't have time today to get it put together. I've been trying to get things done. So I just didn't have time to make the commercial today, but I'll have that up and going here soon. And I'll let you guys kind of get a look on it, or you can go to the site itself that I was talking about a little bit ago. And I've got several stuff on several different designs on my merchandise line for people to pick from. Not just cryptid, not just alien, not just the Gender Lives Matter. I've got different stuff. I've got military theme, Viking theme, alien theme, cryptid themes. I've got the funnies. I've got different stuff on there. So I'm trying to create a lot of stuff I think people would like, and I listen to you guys and create stuff that you want. So it's all on there on my Teespring account at the Bizarre and the Unknown. But see now, Sunsuna, like I said, according to I had to go to town because I had to get some shopping done and a couple other things. I was Sundays is busy. I'm doing laundry because Sundays is my laundry day. That's when I do my laundry, so I have fresh clothes for work come Monday. Fluffy Ginger Lives Matter. I'll have to come up with something on that. I'll definitely have to do it. But a lot of people, like I said in this here earlier, the reason why I think Sunsuna was the true giant and the rest were the offspring, the crossbreeds between her, and which is another thing. I mean, this points out another thing right here. I mean, this is another story of humans and giants mating, creating babies. So genetically, with giants, we're going to have to be very similar. So somewhere down the line, we came from that line. Otherwise, we would not be able to make babies, and they would not be able to reproduce as well. We genetically have to be very similar in order for that to happen. So some way, somewhere, which I'm going to have to dig in, we got to figure out. Okay, so we know at one time that we were much taller than what we are now. Some of the theories will tell you gingers are dangerous lovers. That might have to work good for the reptilian one. That's up for lives up for vote now. The ginger reptilian, gingers are dangerous lovers. That might be a good slogan for them. Oh, fat but ugly ginger lives matter. Y'all are amazing, man. I have some of the greatest followers there alive. You guys are just awesome. You guys, there's a reason why I love the hell out of you guys and call you guys family. And speaking of which, on followers, when I last looked, I was at 145. I'm back down to 143. It does that all the time. It bounces back and forth 1 or 2 digits, and it always ends up going back. So to all my new followers out there, thank you so much for joining us in the Bizarre and the Unknown universe. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and every one of you guys helps build this universe. And I love hearing the inputs. I love hearing your guys' stories. I'm truly blessed that every single one of you guys come and watch my shows. You watch this old fluffy hillbilly talk about something, and it's amazing. I am truly grateful and thankful for every single one of you guys. And on that same token, if you guys are new to the Bizarre and the Unknown, where'd it go? If you got encounters you want me to do a video on, I do make videos talking about people's encounters. I'll keep you anonymous if you have to be anonymous. Oh, you too, David. You too, buddy. Email me here at cryptidandmythological@gmail.com, and I'll do a video on it. I get a kick out of a lot of stuff that Juno and Roxanne send me on there all the time. Sometimes I respond. Sometimes I forget because I just get busy. I'll admit I get busy. I'll read it and I'll think that I replied and I didn't, and I go back later going, crap, I forgot to reply. Or sometimes I don't even realize it. But you can email me here, and I'll do videos on it. I've got a couple shorts videos of encounters. One with Juno, one with Corey, one with so forth and so on. I can't remember. I've got like 3 or 4 of them up there. Um, I love doing that stuff. This is what this show's for. Is I want to bring people's encounters to the light, and but I'll keep you anonymous if you want to be anonymous. This is the ground floor of a bigger podcast. That would be great. I mean, I love this. I love doing this. I have a lot of fun. It's I kind of struggle on some things from time to time, but I mean, in all around, I have a great time doing this. Yeah, I can't get it. I can't get it to load up, Roxanne. I'll have to look at that in a little bit. Um, but it's fun. But yeah, you can email me here. But it seems, and I've noticed this through too. There's a lot of stories throughout history talking about how these giants were worshipped as for fertility, and we're seeing this here in Satsuna as well. If I no, never mind, I dropped it down. They got statues of this stuff. So I mean, this is an oncoming thing or ongoing thing throughout different civilizations. So I mean, there would have to be some kind of supernatural ability to them if they got this stuff that's going on. It's great when you go off the rails sometimes. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. I ain't gonna lie. um, but it's. I mean, but like I said, oh, no worries, no worries. I'll check it out. I just seen it popped up. Um, but I mean, I'm gonna have to dig into this some more because there's got to be a connection. William and I has made a connection between Lilith and vampires and Nephilim and stuff like that. The red haired or the so-called royal family that's on the throne now in England, which is not the true royal family. So, these other giants, like I said, I'm a believer. There's many different types. Nephilim is just one of them. Um, Having supernatural abilities and the fact that we could breed with them is pretty intriguing to me. So I'm definitely going to have to look up how we tied there. I mean, what I know now is, like I said earlier, we are believed to grow to a certain height at one time, and all of a sudden we've been shrunk down. And me and Williams talked about this several times. How we've shrunk down, we're starting to go back up again. Rails, you mean we are rails? We don't need anything, any stinking rails. Yeah, rails. We don't need no stinking rails. Topic. We don't need no stinking topic. Mating with giants is scary. That would be hard. Yeah, yeah. It'd be like that Futurama show when they're put to death by snoo by the Amazon giants from that planet Amazonia or something like that. And you see them skeletons with big smiles and crushed pelvises. Hey Glades, how's it going, buddy? I mean that'd be a hell of a way to go. But I mean, I guess you go with a smile. Death by snoo. But I mean, there's another example. I mean, look how many cartoons and shows and stuff like in movies that's got giants in them as well. Don't even want me to tell you what I saw in my mind on that. Behave. so, so yeah, I mean, I want to dig in with that. I've got the chart, but it's on my external hard drive. I do have a chart showing how we went from one size to another. I mean, look at Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was 14 foot tall. Giants. I mean, I love giants. I've done several or a few different shows. Maybe we do, Roxanne. I don't know, and we are on YouTube, so we have to be careful. PG-13. Actually, then again, this is not set for children, so I don't know. But I forgot what I was saying. I'm getting a kick out of you guys. Yeah, you're on my ass. Yep. Yeah, Don. Yep. So, I mean, I'll dig into it some more. I'll dig into it some more, but I mean, there you go. I mean, could we can with Shia Tonka. We know we can with Giants. So somehow the three of us are related in one way or another throughout history. Um, One of the theories, if I remember right, the Anunnaki changed our genes, which caused us to be shorter, which we were easier to control. That is one of the theories out there. And careful, bud. There you go. Could that have been what happened? Absolutely. And would that be why we are genetically close enough to be able to mate? Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Glades. I meant to tell you. Yes, that was the show I was thinking about that I watched on there. That was a good show about the loggers. I'm sorry, I so forgot to tell you that. Yeah, that was the show I was thinking of that I watched on YouTube when you asked me last week. Yeah, that was a good one. I watched it on YouTube. Oops, the 4x4 broke. Hello. Anybody there? Shit. It's dark. Need to expect content logo on the podcast. Hello. Anybody there? Man. It's wet. In here. So, I mean, yes, it's a lot of it leads up to that theory, though. I mean, a lot of it that the Anunnaki changed our genes is the reason why we became shorter. A lot of this stuff, if you listen to their stories, are telling you that this is possible. Yes, Andre was one of those big giants. And the interesting thing, even though he was had gigantism, he was one that survived a lot longer than most people do with that deal, which makes you wonder. Train wreck. So, makes you wonder. Was he one of those that was? You still had the genes from previous civilization, which is, he was from France. So, I mean, the possibility is there. And that's why he survived and was able to do things longer than most people with that gigantism. If you look at history, people with gigantism really didn't live that very long. Um, they died at a pretty young age, and he lived for quite a long time, and he was able to do stuff without support and without help than most of the people with that so-called disease um, wasn't able to do. So that makes me question: um, was it an actual disease, or is it not? And if it's not a disease, is that why it affects people? Something in the genetics of the people is the reason why some of them last longer than the others who have it. And some of them need help to support their weight and their growth, and some of them don't. Makes you wonder. I mean, it really does. Our species were similar in the size and we're grown taller, so does that mean that we'll be taller in 100 decades ahead of it? It could be, Roxy. I mean, like I said earlier, look at the fact that we're starting to become bigger. It used to be, 5'9", me being born in my generation, 5'9" was an average height. Anything above 5'9" was a big person. For me, 5'9" back in the days of, even 100 years ago, I was head and shoulder taller than most of the people back then. 5 foot to 5'4" was an average just a little over 100 years ago. So 5'9", me being 5'9", which I love 5'9", because 5'9", hey Kathleen, 5'9" is in inches is 69 inches. I got the best height in the world. But I mean, look at people now. On an average now, people are 6 foot and between 6 foot 6'5" is an average on a person nowadays on these generations. Yeah, it was a really good movie, Glades. It really was. For those of you who haven't had the chance, um, you can go to YouTube and watch that or look at that show that Glades is talking about. And it's Fire in the Sky, and it is really good. It is a really good movie. We have 46 chromosomes. Chimps have 48. Our DNA has been messed up. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, absolutely. Um, absolutely. So that could be why we hear so many stories from our ancestors of giants and humans mating, is because genetically, like I said before, same as Shiai Tonka, we have to be genetically similar. So we've been a part of the same line at some point in time in our history to be able to do this. I mean, we really have to. Um, if I remember right, um, yes. Is that the movie where Logger gets taken? But yes, that is it. It's based off a true story. And he is one of the whistleblowers that came out about the UFO stuff. Yes, that is it, Don. That is it. It's a good movie. It really is. I've got so much stuff that I got to look up. That I ain't had time, and I don't watch a whole lot of TV anymore. I do from time to time. I've taken a little break from the computer and stuff this week and been watching my Harry Potter because I still like Harry Potter. Which is honestly a lot of stuff we talk about. Yes, Fire in the Sky, absolutely, William. Fire in the Sky, very good movie, very good. And Blades, thank you for pointing that out to me. That was a very good movie. Yeah, 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 it is. Um, that's funny because I was actually thinking about that when I was watching Harry Potter, which I'm almost done. I'm on halfway through the first Deathly Hollows. But a lot of stuff, creatures in that, and a lot of stuff in that movie is actually stuff that we talk about to this day that's been tied back. That's what I find very interesting about them movies. HOD is my new show this season. What is HOD, Roxanne? America said that Andre has brothers that are bigger than him. Yeah, I've heard that. I've never seen any pictures. Seems they would be some. Yeah, you would think so, but I have heard it. Oh, House of Dragons. Oh, is that the spinoff to Game of Thrones? I've not even finished that. I need to finish that at some point in time. Is that the one that's a spinoff of Game of Thrones? I've seen the commercial every now and then. I got into it with Dish Network. Fourth kind. That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar. The Tomorrow Wars is another great movie. That sounds familiar too. Okay, yeah, yes, 100 years or so before. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I haven't started. I haven't even finished the first Game of Thrones. I think I was on like season 4 or 5 or something like that. Um, yeah, I need to finish at some point in time. I've got other things. I just ain't had time. I've always liked Harry Potter, so I was like, man, I haven't watched Harry Potter in a while, so that's why I've been on this week. Last couple of weeks I'd watch a little bit here, a little bit there. Um, but I mean, look at it. I mean, a lot of stuff we talk about in the cryptid and the supernatural, paranormal, mythological, and folklore, all that's in that movie. So it's very intriguing. I actually learn a lot of stuff every time I watch it. I learn something new. The basilisk is in there, and all this stuff is talked about in there. Oh yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is one of my most favorite ones. I really like Lord of the Rings, and if you notice, a lot of stuff is based off of North, like Lord of the Rings. A lot of it's based off of North mythology. A lot of things in there is what the Norse talk about in their legends, and I like that a lot. You'd be amazed how much stuff when it comes to them type of movies is based off of Norse mythology. Even Harry Potter, there's a lot of Norse mythology in Harry Potter. A lot of that stuff is based off of that kind of stuff, which makes it interesting. And one thing I need to research here that I haven't done in a while is this new alien race that I've been hearing about called the Nordic. From what I've understand, what little bit I've researched on it so far, the alien race, the Nordics, are very similar to what the North mythology is on the Norse gods. So I'm kind of curious what kind of connection there is there. That's probably an idea for a show one day, is doing on the the Nordic alien race. It's a good movie. For those that haven't seen it, don't watch it with kids around. I'll just leave it at that. Don't watch it with kids around. But it is good shows. Avatar was another story behind. Yes, Avatar has a lot of races built into it. It's very intriguing. I've watched both of them. Very, very interesting movies. Roxanne, I've heard that eating beef makes people bigger to an extent. People come here from the country. They don't eat beef for the most part, but they get here and they get bigger. That's not really because of the beef glades. If you eat grass-fed beef, you don't. The reason why a lot of people get, and it's not just beef though, it's chicken, pork, any kind of meat, is because they put a lot of steroids, hormones, and antibiotics in them, and that causes obesity, causes premature maturity in kids. That's why kids are getting so much mature a lot younger than what they used to, is because all the steroids, hormones, and antibiotics and all that other crap chemicals they pump into these things. A lot of people don't realize, like when you're eating a cow that's fully grown, when you're getting it from a feedlot or from a corporation that's dealing with these animals, like a cow is only about 6 months old. Sorry. Junk food is the same. It is one of the purposes as well, Roxanne. That's why I'm trying to get my fence row cleaned out, which I got to get back to work. It's just been too hot to go out there and chainsaw to clear out my fence row, because I'm trying to go back to all natural and go back to grass fed, to get away from a lot of that stuff. Now I do like to feed my cattle sweet feed, to especially like 2 weeks prior to them going to a butcher. I'll feed them like sweet feed to get a lot of good fat on them. The fat is very important. A lot of people don't realize fat is extremely good for you because there's a lot of nutrients and provides energy in it and a lot of stuff that your body needs. Fat also gives flavor and juiciness to your livestock. But there's a right way to put fat on them and a wrong way to put fat on them. That's good, Roxanne. That's really good. I need to be able to. I just haven't been able to afford to, but I need to get back into doing it. I've got a couple acres I can put cattle on, and I'm wanting 2 head, one for butcher and one for a savings account on hoofs. That's how I'm trying to get my place set back up. It's not really going to be a farm. It's more of a self-sustaining farm. Don, yeah, there is a few interviews where the person who got zapped and taken away from for 5 days, his name is Travis Walton. Yes. Yeah. So, but I need to do some more research on this Nordic race, alien race, because I'm finding it very intriguing. And I haven't heard. I mean, the last 4 months is when I started hearing about this Nordic alien race. So I'm kind of intrigued on it. To me, it's a new thing. I don't know how long it's been out there. Just for me, it's new. Roxanne, yes, and I suspect at times the steroids put in is what eat transfers to. Yeah, it does. It does. It really does, Glades. So, you guys got any questions about this? The Malta Giants. I'll try to answer the best I can. Kevin, thanks for coming in, man. You have a great night. I talked to my dad prior to my show. He called me. So I mean, it was good to hear from him. So I get you on that. But I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fun researching on this Malta Giant. And in fact, I have a lot of this connects to a lot of other stories. I really had fun researching this one up. I need to change my banner up again real quick. I do have a show on Rumble. It's still the Bizarre and the Unknown. It's called the Current Events, and it's where I like to do. That is where I go and talk about certain things that's happening nowadays, like in the news and stuff like that. And I talk more freely on Rumble. So every now and then, when I get around to being able to do it, it's not something I do every week, just because I'm so booked. I mean, I'm doing quite a bit of shows on the weekend, so I only do this one every now and then. If you're a member of my author's Facebook page, I usually post it on there when I'm doing an event, the current event show. But I like having fun with that. So you can go there and find some of my stuff. I did. I had a lot of fun looking this one up, Roxanne, and there's a lot of connections, and that's why I loved it. It was very entertaining. Oops. Just go to the opening at the North Pole, yeah. That's what that's what I've been finding out. I've looked into them a little bit, William. Not a whole lot. I really need to. I keep telling myself that I'm going to. Then I get sidetracked on a bunch of this other stuff and haven't done it yet. But maybe we can get together and I can do a show one weekend on this Nordic race. And actually, I may just tie it all together because I've been trying. I've got stuff with you and Corey on the Admiral Byrd deal in the North Pole or the South Pole. So I really want to. I need to try to tie all this stuff together. I need to look into that movie, The Fourth Kind. I think I've seen that movie, Glades, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know it sounds very familiar. For those of you who don't know, I posted a new short video yesterday on all my platforms. I was testing out my new thermal P2 that attaches to my iPhone, and it's got several different types of flare settings on it. It is really cool how it came out, and I was actually able to reach 100 yards plus with this thing here. Right now, I'm looking up stuff on DARPA. It's interesting what they have their hands in. Oh, DARPA, yeah. That's a whole new show in itself right there. Absolutely. But I'm kind of curious because from what I've researched on this stuff here, how it all ties together. A lot of the stuff that we talk about on these shows, they all tie together in one way. It's like William and I like to say all the time. We're trying to connect the dots on things. And there's a lot of things that all the dots connect to being very similar. I believe that Yahweh is the great creator. He is the one God that created everything. Glaze, the movie takes place in Nome, Alaska. Great movie. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up again. I've got to watch it again if I haven't watched it already. Buffalo is very good. I'm kind of hurt this year because between being hurt and sick, I didn't get a chance to go deer hunting this year, which really hurt my pocketbook because I harvest around 6 deer a year, and 6 deer will last me a year. Will get me, will get me through the year because I eat a lot of venison. I love venison. Oh crap! I forgot to go out and pick berries again today. Daggone it! I knew I was forgetting to do something. I got to do that when I come home every day this week. I'm trying to get a bunch of berry. I need to look up. I want to see if I can, when I make jams out of my berry, I need to see if I can use honey instead of sugar. Unless I can get my hands on pure sugar. I really don't want to use processed sugar from the store. It's very unhealthy for you because like milk, they use chemicals to process it. I need to find out if I can use honey as a sweetener like I do in a lot of other things versus using store-bought sugar. I'll tell you, you guys want I used to do this a lot when I was in the Marines. If you want an energy booster to get you going, really get you going, get it out and going, is actually pure honey from or pure sugar from sugar cane. You don't swallow the juices because it'll make you sicker than a dog. But we used to do that. We'd take a stalk of sugar cane and cut it up and eat a little bit from time to time because there's a lot of time in the Marines we didn't sleep a whole lot. So, I mean, you're really, really bogged down. Energy drinks will give you a crash, but you chew on some pure sugar from sugar cane, dude, that'll get you geetered out like no believe, and you're running 90 to nothing. Swallow juice, you get sick, though. That is the downside to it. Just like Ranger coffee and Ranger pudding. You take the pudding from your MRE and you mix it with that instant coffee in there. It's nasty as hell, but man, it'll get you going good. You mix that up, make a little bit of pudding with it, or not pudding. I'm sorry, cocoa powder. Take cocoa powder and instant coffee mixed together to make a pudding. It's called Ranger's pudding. That'll get you going too. I've done that a lot too when I couldn't get access to sugar cane. But it's amazing, a lot of that stuff out there to get you going. And I mean, this is stuff that Native people used to do a long time ago to help them out on this stuff. I've heard that, Glades. I've heard that. I've not done enough research on it to know for a fact, but that is some of the stuff that I've heard. Tall whites and paladins, yeah. It seems to be going. To me, it's a very new term. I don't know how long Nordics have been out. The story behind the Nordic species, from what I'm understanding, it's a recent thing that's came out by a whistleblower. So I'm not put a lot of stock in it yet, just because I haven't found enough in history to suggest that it's a real thing or not. I've really got to dig in and do some more research on that. I need to do it. I looked up, yes, you can use honey, but not sure how much, for honey is sweeter than sugar and uses recipes that you can find. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to figure out how much it is. Creator gave gave us all with the need of Mother Earth. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the great creator. There's a reason why she's called Mother Earth. We are created from her, by the Creator Himself, Yahweh, the great grandfather, the great mystery, the great Creator, however it is you want to call Him. Hey, Ray, how's it going, buddy? There's a reason we are made from Mother Earth. There's a reason why Shiai Tonka and Dogman and giants and lizard people, reptilians. There's a reason why they're called the first beings. They've been here a lot longer than us. We all come from Mother Earth. Yahweh or Yeshua even said himself, when you look upon the earth, you see a corpse. That tells you that Mother Earth was living or is living right now. Manila honey is great for a lot of things and medically, but expensive. Yeah, I got a local beehive company that I haven't done it yet. I need to get my butt in gear and get down there. But I get my local honey from them, and it helps with allergies, and it's very, 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 very medically good for you. And it's good for your digestive system, too. The Nordic aliens have been talked about for years now, definitely in connection to Norse gods. That's what I was kind of wondering. I just haven't done enough research to know how long. So I appreciate that info. I've got to check into it more. I'm very curious because of my connection with North, being I am mostly Norse, that it is. No worries, Roxanne. I love natural honey. I really do. I will not buy the synthetic stuff from the store. A lot of people think it's the same thing, but it is not. There is a huge difference between honey from the store and honey you get from a local beehive person. Um, big difference. A lot of stuff in your store is synthetic, and I think that's a lot of our problem with people nowadays is everything is either got some kind of chemical stuff done to them, or it's synthetic, and it's not natural. Our bodies are not meant to take this in. I think this is the reason why we got a lot of heart problems, diabetes problems, mental issues, all kinds of stuff, because we're putting stuff in our body that's not good for us. I can't talk about it. I'll have to leave the rest of that for a Rumble show, because that will get me in trouble if I get on that kick. I may have to talk about it on a current events deal on Rumble, or just do a regular live talking about this stuff on Rumble, because a lot of what I'm about to say will get me on trouble on YouTube real quick. Um, I want to try this out again. I don't know why. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it ain't. Um, let's see if that'll work. Yeah, cancer, buddy. You got to sit still. Man, you are making me hot. No, it's not working. Oh, see, it worked that time. I don't know why. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it ain't. Yes, cancer is another big one that I believe. If you really actually look at cancer, cancer is not very old. I mean, it seems like when we started changing things is when cancer started becoming a problem. A lot of it's in our drinks and our foods. Hey, Freaky, how's it going? We have a lady in town that sells honey. I buy it from my girlfriend when she has some to spare, and the family in Joplin sells honey at the same place. Yeah, a lot of times if you're using honey for allergies, you need a local source, because the bees are with that local pollen that's causing your allergies. That's why you need to buy as local as possible, so that you can get that in your system. And a tablespoon a day will help with allergies. And I've got allergies. I just need to get off my butt and get over there. I just haven't done it. I keep between all the money I've spent getting my truck running. I'm still getting it, still doing a little bit more work on it. I just haven't had it. Now I got to get my boat together. Hopefully next weekend, Dad's coming down to get some stuff moved out of the shop so I can get my boat back in there. Because there's a lot of investigations I want to go and do, and I need my boat to get to them. We have the cells for cancer in our bodies, but something always triggers. Well, and that's the thing. Like hydrochloroquine is very well known in other countries to kill cancer and detach it from the body. It winds up as a ball in the ball, and you got to make a. I mean, you do have to go in and have surgery, have it cut, and it actually comes out. It's not attached. It literally kills it, detaches it from the body, and it'll come out as a ball, and it's dead. Um, this is why big pharma won't let us buy hydrochloroquine here in the United States, because it works so good against cancer and a lot of other stuff. I've done a lot of research on this, and if I can find a way to get it from here to the United States, I have to buy it from another country. I'm going to go back into taking it, just like ivermectin. Ivermectin is a huge, huge medical thing that is very, very good for people. And I mean, we used it during a certain little time frame that just happened, and it's very helpful. Cut up an onion or garlic and put it in a glass jar with raw honey. In a couple weeks, you got a medical benefits that helps immune system. Yes, I forgot about that. Actually, thank you, William. I've got to remember to do that. There's another thing you do with like lemons and I can't remember if it's lemons and honey or lemons. I can't remember. I know you can also take like lemon rind or orange rinds and soak it in vinegar, and you got a non-chemical, very very good cleaner for your homes. A really good cleaner. I found videos where a man found a certain frequency has killed cancer, and the pharma and the government stopped it. Well, it's just like the med beds in Florida, which is fixing to come out across the world, or United States, well, the world, and that uses frequency to heal your body. Oh, you let it set for 2 weeks? I used it. I used that. I had it up in the last time frame. Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, if you take white vinegar and you mix it, or you let it soak with either lemon rinds or lemon peelings and orange peelings, you get a non-chemical, very safe cleaner that is extremely good. Minced garlic and honey. Yeah, I got to remember to do that. I was thinking there was something else you can do with lemon. and I can't remember what it is. I got to look it up again. I think it's lemons and honey, but I could be wrong. There's a lot of stuff but you also got to be careful. You don't want GMO. So you got to be careful what kind of stuff you use. You want to use all natural. You don't want to use GMO when you're doing this stuff. GMO is very, very unhealthy for you. William, I put onions, garlic, ginger, and jalapenos in honey and let it set for 2 weeks. It works. Yeah, that's another. I love that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting off topic, but that's okay. Yeah, I need to. It's like fire cider. But so yeah, I mean, this is. I love this. I love this stuff. But I appreciate you for giving me this idea, Roxanne. I really had fun with this Malta Giant stuff. And once again, connecting a lot of dots. I mean, William and I is always talking about that, how we're connecting dots. I got a lot for, man, I should have pointed that fan at me and I didn't do it. And I'm over here sweating like a stuck pig, even with my kilt on. I wish I could upload some of my files to the show. Lemon and apple cider vinegar make. Oh, that's what it is. It's not white. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, William. Not white vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Yeah. Yeah. So on that, Freaky asked how tall are giants in Malta? They've ranged from 7 feet up to 40 foot. Has been the average of what I found. When Lois was talking about her encounter, she was talking about seeing them 40 foot tall. When they found remains and dug up remains, they range from 7 foot and up. So I'd say the ones that's under 40 foot is the crossbreeds, the hybrids between giants and humans, and that's where you get in your 7-footers and 10-footers and 14-footers. Well, I mean, yes, drink warm water in the morning helps with your organs, absolutely, but it helps. Drinking warm water absorbs a lot quicker, a lot easier, and you get more of a benefit from it than you cold water. My problem, I love cold water. I drink that a lot, but in all actuality, you need to drink room temperature water. A teaspoon of ACV and some amount of honey in cold glass of water before bed. Mix well, will help with congestion. I didn't know that. Does warm bourbon work, Roxanne? May get you drunker quicker. I like apple cider vinegar in a 8-ounce glass of water. It helps with weight loss. And I kept doing apple cider shooters, but I probably need to drink it in water. So, but yeah, there's a lot of ranges on there from 7 foot to 40 foot on them giants. So it's, man, I'm trying to remember when they found I can't remember. I know it was hundreds of different graves of skeletons that was 7 foot and up, hundreds of graves, which tells you they've been being buried there for thousands of years. I keep forgetting about that catnip tea for sleepless nights. Yes, I keep forgetting about that, William. It would, man. I'll tell you. I always done shooters of apple cider vinegar. It burns, but I've done it. I tell you what, it really cleans the system out. I'm taking some probiotics. I need to get back to the frozen ones, but right now I've got these probiotics that I've been taking, and tell you what, it'll flat get you going. There's a reason why I hit my mute button when I'm live several times. It flat clean your shit. Probiotics is something really good. Cold refrigerated probiotics is a lot better though. In all honesty, if you're going to buy probiotics, buy the cold version. Works so much better than your warm ones. I just happened to buy this one to give it a try. After I'm done with these, I'm going to go back to the cold ones. They work a lot better. And I need to go back in, get the teas that helps clean your system, which I'm finding it's getting really hard to buy those teas that cleanse your system. But that's something you guys ought to do at least once a month is go through a system cleansing. And you can buy teas and other stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Slide off like goose feather. Yeah. That's another good reason for wearing a kilt. In case you got to go real quick, easy use. I love wearing my kilt. But I'll be honest with you. When you're wearing a kilt when you're riding a motorcycle, if you do not tuck that kilt right, which I wear my kilt traditionally, I'm not going to lie. I wear my kilt traditionally. If you do not tuck that right when you're on your motorcycle, you and everybody else around you is going to know. I'll just leave it with that. Yes, catnip makes cats crazy. It's funny as hell. They get so geetered out on it. It is funny. It is funny to watch a cat on catnip. Severe illness, use catnip. Yeah, I've heard that a lot too, William. Yes. They'll get geetered out real quick, freaky, and then they're just like, whoa. It's like, dude, like I'm really going nuts here, man. Wow. And it's like, dude, I'm really coming down, man. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I need more zinc and yeah, I need to get some too. I'm out of that, and I'm out of my gosh bless America, that thing. Yeah. Nope, Roxanne. Like I said, I wear mine traditionally. That's all I'm going to say. I wear mine traditionally. It's not a kilt if you don't wear it traditionally. No kidding. I haven't seen that before, Freaky. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible. I love catnip. Catnip has a lot of good properties to it. Yes, I've heard that quite a bit. Catnip does opposite to humans, makes us sleepy. I've heard that quite a bit, William. Absolutely. I've got wildcat. Well, I used to have, but some other stuff has taken over. We used to grow catnip here. I need to get back into doing it again. There's several times I want to build a home and get out of the double wide that I've got here. This double wide's been on this property for 30 years. Actually, and I'm kicking around because I want an old school longhouse style home. At the same time, I want a hobbit home too. So I'm kind of like, which do I want to build? yeah. We'll just say I'm traditional, Roxanne. Yeah. I love kilts. I love wearing my kilts, especially in the summer. You won't believe how many degrees cooler you get wearing a kilt when it's really hot out. I go out and clear brush, build fences and stuff like that in my kilt. I'll mow grass. I do a lot of stuff in my kilt all the time. Hey, when my kid ain't home, I do what I want, Freaky. I live alone besides my youngest daughter. She graduates next year, but when she's not here, it is what it is. Yeah, Freaky. So I've got two kilts. I'm wearing my blacksmith kilt right now, which is the black one. I do have my family colors, which is the Wallace clan. I do have that kilt as well. I know. We got to be careful, David. Yeah, I won't wear a dress at all, William, but I'll wear a kilt. Part of my family, I'm part Scottish, which we come from the Wallace clan. So I do have a Wallace clan colors kilt. The one I wear more than anything, though, is my blacksmith kilt, which is the black. I really like it. Partly because, the Wallace clan looks like A lot of fantasies of the Catholic schoolgirl skirts. The other part is I like my blacksmith's kilt. Yeah, yeah, it is. Getting hungry. Yeah, no, I need to get dinner made. That's what I'm gonna do after shows. Get my dinner made. And I get usually when I make dinner, that's my dinner for the night, my lunch for the work next day. Um, I think I'm going to cook me some steak and have me some beef rice. Oh, or is it more like Georgia of the jungle? Watch out for that tree. Oh, splat. I can see that, David. I can see that. I'm not going to touch that, but yeah, I can see that. Is that not a, and one thing I need to do, I miss dancing in powwows. I really do. I don't know if I can dance anymore with my back and knees and feet as bad as they are. But when I was younger, I used to dance in powwows. I loved it. I miss doing it. But I miss wearing my regalia. It is actually, it's kind of the same way with the old school native pants as it is with a kilt. You won't, but you wouldn't think it, but it's actually extremely cool and nice when you're wearing that stuff. But I do. I miss dancing in powwows. I miss the food. I miss the fun. And I tell you what, folks, if you don't believe in the magic of the earth and the spirits of the earth, you have never been to a really good powwow. You'll be surprised what you see in fires. I've seen Native Americans on horses in the fires. I've seen buffaloes. I've seen wolves. I've seen all stuff come from flames of fire from the fires during a powwow. The connection you have with the frequency of the music and the magic of the dance, the stuff that I mean, William could probably tell you a lot more than I can. Um, but when you're singing and you're dancing, um, it's like a whole new thing takes over, and it's so beautiful and so much. I mean, just peace and love and connection with Mother Earth. Y'all, if you ever get a chance to experience that at a real powwow, not I mean you can do it on the one they show you, but when you're outside, it works so much better when you're outside. Man, it's a whole new experience, folks. It is so much of an experience. Y'all don't believe in good magic and good connection with Mother Earth. Y'all ain't been to a good powwow. Oh, that's funny. What's bad about the Tarzan kilt is you run around trying to unalive the damn animal naked until you get tired. Yeah, I gotta get caught up here. I haven't been to a powwow or I haven't been to a powwow in Oklahoma for a long time, and I miss going. Seems I know I need to go to the Red Earth powwow they have down there in Oklahoma. That's a huge powwow, very magical, very magical, a very good connection. That's why I love the Native American side of me. Native Americans are so in tune with Mother Earth and Mother Nature that it's a whole new meaning. I think it's funny. Christians used to call Native Americans pagans and heathens because they said they worship nature. But Christians forget what Yahweh says. We're put on this earth as shepherds of Mother Earth and Mother Nature. That's what Native Americans were. That's what a lot of your ancient religions were. That it's against God to worship. We're not worshiping nature. We're one with nature. And when you go to this stuff, it's you get back in tune to what you're supposed to be. And I think that is a lot of our problem in this world as we have disconnected ourselves from nature, and we really need to get back in tune with it. When you're singing, when you're dancing, the frequency, the vibration, all that comes together, and you feel that connection once again. It is an experience like you'll never know. You really, that is one thing. If I could stress people to experience a real powwow outdoors. It works so much better outdoors. I mean, you can get a connection from indoors, but it's not near as strong, not as near as powerful as if you're outdoors. I've got 40 acres here, and I've got to get reconnected with the local native tribes because we a lot of places around here is banning us from being able to do powwows. And the fact that I got 40 acres, and I need to get back in touch with them to start having powwows out here. Um, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, William. I mean, you're gonna know just as better. You're gonna know more than I do, but the connection you have is off the charts. Yes, gathering in nations of powwows. Then a lot of people don't realize this too. Even though Native Americans had fought each other from time to time, once or twice a year, they still gathered together in peace to have a big powwow. That's where marriages were made and done or set up, and a lot of stuff was trading, and a lot of stuff happened. But the power, the feeling, the experience of a real powwow outside is you'll never find anything like that out there. I have it said on my family is Scottish. Well, Scots and Irish are cousins. That's why a lot of stuff is very similar. They're actually cousins. I'm not sure what the difference is, if there is a difference. There's not a whole big difference. They are cousins, Glades. Yes, please like and share and tell people about the podcast live to come and join the family. Absolutely. Um, I'll try to see if I can get that to work again. Yes, William. Correct, brother. The heartbeat of Mother Earth is the drum. Oh my God, yes, it is. Oh, it's so magical, man. God, I miss it. I miss dancing. I miss the connection. Oh God, I want to get back in. That's why I'm trying. I need to get back into doing this even more. Of trying to get powwows done back out here again. Um, just because it's so hard to get any of that stuff done around here no more because so many cities and towns are kicking us out of places to be able to do this. And I miss it. I really, really, really miss this stuff. And I really encourage you guys to go and experience it at least once in your life. Man, that one there didn't pop. Oh, there he goes. Um, One of the people I want to talk about, if you guys ain't following one, follow DA Roberts at YouTube at DNX Machina Podcast and on Amazon because he's an amazing author. Go to Amazon, type in D.A.Roberts and follow him like you do with me and hit his fan page. And he is an amazing author. He's an amazing podcaster. Please give him a follow. The same as my good brother that's in chat now, one of my moderators. Shout out to you, mods. You guys are awesome. And we're learning stuff together, and I love this. Um, I really do. I am so blessed by all my followers. And, once again, please welcome Roxanne, my new mod. I am very honored that I have William and Roxanne as my mods. I am truly blessed to have them. Um,
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
I'm not talking to you, so be quiet. Follow my good brothers in chat now, and also a mod William Nighthawk at YouTube at William Nighthawk 6630. I love this man to death. He's a damn good brother. The information he puts out on his podcast are amazing. I am truly blessed and honored to be a co-host with him on the weekend mornings. The man has got so much information. It is unreal. He is definitely worth a follow. Hey, Cynthia. Um, See, yeah, got it working for you too. That's awesome. I don't know why. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. Just call us the A team. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, we are. I am truly blessed that we have connected in such the way that we have, William. I strongly believe we were put together for a reason, and we put out a lot of good information to help people out. I am truly blessed on that part right there. I think Scots and Irish are at odds, either one or the other, both religions and politics. They agree, or yeah, they're just cousins. They came, Irish came from Scotland a long time ago and migrated to Ireland. That's how you became Ireland and Scots. But that's basically what they are. They're cousins, just like the Cheyenne and the Sioux. They're cousins. Um, Oops, my deal didn't. Another good the podcast to follow is Robbie Rip Reigns, who's a co-host of DX Machina. Him and Johnny do a show. It's called What's Really Out There. So if you go to YouTube and go to What's Really Out There 7170, give him a follow and much love to him. He likes to joke and tell you that it's DX Machina light. Him and Johnny do a phenomenal job on their stuff. Before I forget, I forgot to mention this weekend, and I apologize. YouTube is doing two things that's really hurting our algorithm. They're kicking people off, so make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, make sure you still are to your podcast people that you follow. Also, pay attention to your alert button because they'll change it from all to personal, and that's why you'll miss a lot of stuff. So go in and double check that stuff on William's show, on my show, on Robbie's, on DA's, on Williams, on Jessica, on Jesus Payons, and all any podcast you follow. Please do that and make sure that stuff's going on because I don't know what YouTube's doing. That's why I'm getting mad and I'm going on different platforms besides YouTube because they're doing that stuff to a lot of us content creators, especially people that they don't like what we're saying and putting out. What's the matter, Roxanne? Yeah, you got it up. It always comes up under my name. Let's see if we get this one to pop up. Another good one. I've had him on my show a couple times before. If you guys are familiar with the show Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, is Jesus Payon Jr. He is Gonzo on them shows, and he's also a stuntman and several other things. He has got a really good show called Breaking Discoveries and Breaking Bigfoot, and he doesn't put a show out all the time. He'll put it out from time to time when he has something good. He's also a new author. He's got one book out. It's called Breaking Bad with Gonzo, and it's his Breaking Bad book, a cookbook. So I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I need to get off my butt and do it. Yeah, they have, Roxanne. So if you get a chance, go to Amazon, look up his book and buy it, and follow him at Breaking Discoveries of Breaking Bad. Whenever time you did it, yeah, You can try it. Like hit on the next one. Hit that little. I can't remember what that thing's, asterisk or whatever it is. JJ for the next one. It'll come up my name, but the title pops up. At least it is on my end. Yeah, I don't. It's supposed to do it under the. I've still got to work with it. But you can try the next one. Hit that little symbol and hit JJ and see what it pops up, because that'll be the next one I'm going to give a shout out to. That one there. Let's see if it'll pop up. Yep, it did. Okay. Another good show. Yeah, there you go. That one there, Roxanne. Another good show. I've been on her show a couple times. She's been on mine. Is Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress, on YouTube. Go to YouTube and look up the Cryptid Huntress. She's a phenomenal investigator and phenomenal podcaster. I really enjoy her input and how she does investigations. It's a really good show to follow. A really, really good show to follow. That's another one that I like. Yep, she's the last one on that. All these are really good. That is a good possibility, Glades. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that does make a lot of sense. And Brits have been known to screw a lot of things up. Let's see if I can get this one to work again. I don't know why we were having trouble with it earlier. I don't know why that one ain't popping up. Oh, there it goes. If you guys are interested, I've got it set up where you should be able to join on my YouTube as a subscriber, special, whatever you call it. I can't remember what it's called. But if you guys want to donate to the show to help me buy stuff for the investigation, or just support the show and support my investigations, I've got it fixed now where you can go to buymeacoffee.com at Bizarre and the Unknown, and where you can donate to it. We had this issue, got it worked out, so now you can go back to doing that again. There's one of the ways that you can support the show. I'm not going to ask you for money. I'm not going to beg you for money. I'm going to do the show regardless, either way. It costs me money every month to do this and do the investigations. I don't care. I like doing this stuff. But if you feel like you want to donate, you're more than welcome to go here and donate to Buy Me a Coffee. You take it easy, William. Thank you, brother. I must have missed that. I'm sorry. I've been playing with this, trying to figure things out. Hey, DA. How's it going, brother? I just got through. I need to get with you later on. I'm figuring out this talk studio on certain things like polls and stuff, and learning this some more. I had a couple little issues we're trying new tonight, but I need to get with you on that. I actually just got through talking about your deal, your site. I wonder if it'll do this now. Sometimes it's been working, sometimes it hasn't. Oops, hit the wrong button. Get back to where I want you at. There you go. Thank you. Let's try this again. But like I said, DA's in the chat now. Phenomenal author, phenomenal investigator. I'm truly blessed to be a part of his life and his world too. I'm truly thankful. DA's been on my podcast before. I've been on his. Definitely a must go see show. Really, really good. Um, DA, if you haven't had a chance, I got that testing done with my thermal P2 that hooks to my phone. I posted a little over a 4-minute video of all different filters. I was able to reach out 100 plus yards with it. The thing worked great. It really did. Even with the rain and the mugginess there it goes. Thank you, Roxanne. I appreciate that. Um, Even with the rain and the mugginess last night, there was a little bit of haze to it. But it still you was able to pick things up. I mean, it was the thing worked really good. So if you need to borrow it at some point in time, let me know, and I'll let you borrow it. You'll just have to, if you got an iPhone, you just have to download the app. But it would work phenomenal. I'm going to be playing with it again here soon. Um, but yeah, hopefully after this weekend, when my dad comes up and gets some more of the stuff, I'll be able to get my boat into the shop and finally get it finished. Because there's a lot of places I want to go do investigations to. You really need a boat to get to it. I want to get back to. I love Big Bay. I love Big Bay. I was camped at Big Bay for years until they mysteriously shut it down. I can tell you, there's a lot of interesting stuff that happens at Big Bay. I mean, I've camped there since I was born. I love Big Bay. Table Rock is just that's one of my places. There's a lot of places I want to go and do stuff. And I was going to try to go down to Spring River this weekend, but because of the weather, I wasn't able to. Even though I didn't do a show yesterday because I was trying to get down there. I had some stuff that need to get done around here anyways. That's why I still didn't do the show. By the time it cleared up for me to go down to Spring River, I wouldn't have time to come back and do everything. And the storms hit. Like, it was clear for a couple hours, and then bam, I got storms hit up here again. I don't know how they were in the other places, but like when I was working on my truck, lightning was crashing, and I was like, okay, time to call it good. So, but there's a lot of stuff I want to bring to the show and do more that I can't wait to be able to do. Yes, definitely keep DA and William in your prayers. DA is getting ready to go through some surgery. And William's got some stuff going on. Keep them in your prayers. Really, really do. Keep them in your prayers. D.A. Roberts and William are both phenomenal people. Truly blessed to be a part of their lives. So, and I don't want anything happen to either one or two, because when it comes to the cryptid world, the paranormal, supernatural, the mythological, I mean, just all that stuff out there, these two here are one of the top people out there in this world. So, I mean, I've got nothing but positive thoughts on DA. I know you're going to come out of this like a brand new man, and I can't wait till you're able to put out some more great content that you do. So, with that being said, I want to do my closing here. This is the one that I wrote. I still haven't gotten around to changing it because I still kind of like how it is. And it goes, there comes a time when a warrior falls. They leave this realm and be missed by all. Raise a glass and keep them in your heart. They have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, your EMTs, and Blue Line. What they do or have done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to miss us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They all have served or are serving. You're absolutely right, Roxanne. So, with that being said, thank you guys for joining me today. I had a lot of fun researching the Malta Giants. A lot of good stuff. I'm going to be doing some more research on them just because of all the connections I found while doing this research on them. I can't wait for next weekend. I don't know what the topic is next weekend. I may have to do something on the Nordics just because there's a lot of stuff coming out there. Ah, man. Thank you, DA. That means a lot coming from you, buddy. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. To like I said earlier, to all you guys that subscribe to this channel, thank you. I'm truly blessed. To my mods out there, William and Roxanne, thank you so much for being my mods. You guys are awesome. We're going to build this together and learn more things together, and I'll be working on this some more. And we're going to have fun. We're going to make this a great program for everybody. To my new subscribers, thank you so much. What I last or the other day I was at 245. When I looked earlier, I'm at 243. So we're slowly growing. I am going to try to come up with a good idea for some giveaways when we hit 500. And there's actually things I can do on here as far as that goes. I just got to learn how to do it. I'll come up with something. So until next week, please give DA a follow, give William a follow, give Robbie a follow. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot. If you guys are looking for some great medical kits and trauma kits, Dark Angel Medical. Carrie Pocket Doc Davis, who's also co-host on DX Machina and is in DA's books. He has got the top of the line, absolute best medical and trauma kits. And daggone it, I put mine up. It's in my research bag. But if okay, DA, I apologize. I need to write this down. What is your code? Use DA's code, and you get a 20% discount. And if you type in the comments Wild Hunt, you get a Team Odin rocker. Was it Cryptid 20? I believe it is, DA, if I remember correctly. I believe it's Cryptid 20. Yeah, buffalo's great. I love buffalo too. That is some really good eating. Is your code for Dark Angel Medical? It's Cryptid 20, ain't it, DA? If I remember correctly. Yeah, I want to give much love to DA as possible. That's why I'm Dark Angel Medical is not a sponsor of mine, but I really love his products. That's why I promote him on here, and I let Pocket Doc know, Carrie. I let Carrie know that I do this, and he's happy. I love giving shout outs to this stuff. I really, really, really highly support Dark Angel Medical. But I believe DA's code for that is Cryptid 20. So help DA out, help Carrie out, and use that stuff. So with that being said, again, guys, peace, love, and blessing to you all. And until next time, thanks again. And please remember, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Let's build this amazing universe. And you all be blessed.